Welcome everyone to today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video. Today we're talking about Dark Resonator. It's a tuner monster that came out near the start of the 5Ds era, being the first tuner monster used by one of the main characters in the 5Ds anime, Jack Atlas. Dark Resonator is a Fiend-type Dark Attribute level 3 monster with 1300 attack and 300 defense. It's a tuner monster, and once per turn it cannot be destroyed by battle. It doesn't matter whether it is in attack position or defense position, once per turn it can't be destroyed by battle. So, when you go first, you can set this card and face down defense position. The opponent, let's say, is only able to summon one monster. They won't be able to get over Dark Resonator. They may be next in your normal summon to level 4, then Synchro to level 7. It's one of your possibilities. If you already have a monster, you can just normal summon this and then Synchro. But that's the case with many tuners. Interesting about Dark Resonator is that its stats 1300 300 means it has the highest attack out of all the Resonator monsters, because Resonator is an archetype that was used by Jack. 1300 is the highest attack among all of them. Dark Resonator is the one that has that stat. Also interesting is that there's another tuner that Jack used later on in the anime called Flare Resonator, which has the exact opposite stats: 300 attack, 1300 defense. Different ability, different attribute. Like Resonators, there's at least one of every attribute. I'm not going to go over all of them now because it's not a discussion video on the archetype. It's about Dark Resonator. Dark Resonator can be added to the hand via Resonator Call, as you can do with Clock Resonator or Creation Resonator. Oh, by the way, Creation Resonator was actually used to summon Red Nova Dragon. There's also Mirror Resonator, which was used to recently summon Red Dragon Archfiend Tyrant, which by the way is a really good card. 2 tuners and just one or more non-tuners. Can be one, can be more. Doesn't have to be a Red Dragon Archfiend. Doesn't even need to be a Synchro monster. This thing's effect is good. I like it. I'm gonna try and fit that into a deck when it's on the end. Anyway, back to Dark Resonator. There are multiple ways to get a quick Synchro summon out. I'm sure this is the case with multiple level 3 monsters, but with Dark Resonator, with like Resonator Call, it may work out a little better. What Jack did multiple times was, first, the opponent had a monster, he didn't, Vice Dragon, special summon. Sure, its stats were lowered, but that didn't matter, because Jack would then normal summon Dark Resonator and immediately Synchro until level 8. In Jack's case, Red Dragon Archfiend. But there's also your Stardust Dragon, there's new Red Dragon Archfiends, there's Thought Ruler Archfiend, there's so many level 8s. Psy Frame Lord Omega. There's a lot of ones that you can come up with. Instant Fusion, you can go into level 5, let's say Panzer Dragon. Panzer Dragon is a nice card to use with Instant Fusion anyway if you want to use level 5s, because it helps with Cyber Dragon Nova there for Infinity, and because with the destruction of Instant Fusion it can actually use its effects. But back to Dark Resonator, I keep being distracted, getting sidetracked. You can Instant Fusion to a level 5, then Dark Resonator, level 8. I keep talking about level 8s, there's other ways as well. You don't necessarily have to use it with that. Let's say an Instant Fusion to a level 4 is also possible. What I've done with Dark Resonator is in my Dark Synchro deck, which I haven't used in some time. I use it with Dark Bug, which is a level 1 non-tuner, but when Dark Bug is normal summoned, you can take a Dark tuner from the grave and special summon it. I believe it has to be level 3 or below 1, although I'm not entirely sure on that anymore. Let's just actually look that up. And then what I did with that was Dark Bug is a non-tuner, and then the level 3 Dark tuner Dark Resonator allows you to make a level 4, so you can make your Armory Arm, your what other level 4s are there? There's probably some other level 4s that I'm not coming up with right now. Let's see. A level 3, just a level 3 tuner, doesn't even need to be a Dark. The reason that Dark did matter though is because of this card that I then summoned. Dark Bug plus Dark Resonator or Junk Synchron equaled Dark Diviner, which was quite a nice card to play around with, especially due to the fact that it couldn't be destroyed by battle. When it declares an attack, it can boost its attack, which was fun to mess around with and was sometimes quite useful in the duels. What other things can you do with Dark Resonator? Doesn't have a special summon effect like Red Resonator does. Let's see, it's just to say something about this design. I quite like that in the anime, and this is, I believe, the case with all the Resonators, that they have this tuning fork and this staff of some kind, or this tuning stick, what is it called? Music people. Anyway, they tap it onto each other. Like sound waves are created. Then he like makes the synchro circles, and then the synchro summon actually happens, which is pretty fancy. Let's see. There must be some things that I'm forgetting. Let's see. Tips and trivia. Can we come up with something new? We're told with Dark World. Synchro monsters. Oh yeah, 100 Eyes Dragon. That also requires a Dark Tuner. Does need a non-tuner Fiend type, which has to be level 5. I suppose it's a possibility, but I don't remember seeing that in the deck much. We'll see, maybe I can come up with something for 100 Eyes Dragon. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments. Dark Box is special summoner for Dark Diviner. Yep. Good target for the effective Imprisoned Queen Archfiend since it can survive on your own turn. During each... I'll just make it big. During each of your standby phases, you must play 1,000 life points or the service during your standby target level 4 left into target end phase. Okay. Yeah, and then it survives during the opponent's turn. For one attack anyway, so I guess. Cyber Dragon, Oracle of the Sonified Dragon makes level 8 Synchro. Instant Fusion works as well. Combine it with the Dark Door, so coming to start a battle. One monster can attack. Yep. And once it can survive battle, so that's good. If you have a level to activate Red Carpet, if a Dragon type Synchro monster on the field target to Resident Monster special summon them. Let's say you have your Red Dragon Archfiend or anything that is level 8 that's treated as Red Dragon Archfiend. You can summon Dark Resonator and one more, let's say Mirror Resonator, and then just go Red Nova Dragon. That's a possibility. Or, as it says here, use 2 level leaders to lower the level 8 to level 6, and then do something with like Formula Synchron. Then Shooting Quasar, I guess, but then level leaders as well. I don't really see that happening too often. Trivia, do we have something fancy there? Tuning fork to make a resonating sound, yep. Jack's first tuner. Same attribute, level, and attack as the first tuner used by Yuzufuda, which is Junk Synchro and Krogan. Oh yeah, Gale has that as well. Just different defense then, because Gale's 5? No, 4, and then Junk Synchro has 5. Yep. Most attack, least defensive of resonators, inversely applies for Flower Resonator. It's the inverse stats. It's not that. Well, the Dark Resonator doesn't actually have the least defense. This likely has been updated in a while, because there's at least one, which is Synclone Resonator, and maybe one more with lower defense. And I know there's it Barrier Resonator, I believe, also has 300 attack, so it's not just Flare that has that amount. Alright, have you used Dark Resonator in any of your decks? If so, let me know which ones. Can you come up with any combos or tips or tricks with Dark Resonator that I haven't mentioned yet? Do you have any interesting trivia to share? Then let me know. That was it for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video for today. Before we close this off, though, I would like to ask you some suggestions for some things to discuss in Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion videos. Especially because DN is without images right now. I plan to do a few more discussion videos. Not just that, though. I'll still do news and some other things. I'll try to keep the variety in there. But I am looking to do a few more discussion videos. And also not just on cards. If you have suggestions for cards, so please let me know. I have a list of cards that I want to do. I won't promise I'll do everything that you mentioned, but I do have a list of some cards that I do want to do, and sometimes I do take your suggestions if I like the card or the idea behind it. But also, if you have a suggestion that's still like I should discuss the like my opinion on burn decks, or my opinion on Exodia decks, or the Bujin archetype in general, like a discussion video on that, let me know your suggestions, and I may just get to that in the coming days or weeks. That was it for the discussion video for today. I will see you in tomorrow's daily Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. Goodbye.